Hello Europe, welcome to the EU Code Week 2024. I'm Diana Philip, Deputy CEO at JA Europe, and I will be the host for today's event. The EU Code Week is a grassroots initiative, a movement that leverages creativity, problem solving, computational thinking, and a lot of imaginations. It brought together a lot of people across Europe into a big movement to inspire the next generation with digital skills. In the next 2 weeks, you see there, from the 14th to the 27th of October, we will be coding, we will be doing a lot of digital activities across Europe, and we really want to encourage every single one of you to join this movement to inspire the next generation. Register your activities and be part of it. In the next 1 hour and a half, we will meet and talk with speakers joining from the European Commission, the European Parliament, a lot of people on the ground in the countries, which are our community ambassadors, education coordination, teachers. We will also hear from young people. We will also hear from the young entrepreneurs and different industry representatives in order to really give a voice to the next direction of EU Code Week. Together, we will learn more about the new phase of EU Code Week and the dynamic landscape that trends the careers in digitals. We will discuss about digital skills. We will look at how we can code with Minecraft. We will try to understand what the little kids see in digitals. And at the same time, we will have a sneak peek on the EU Code Week Hackathon. So a lot of things will be happening in the next 1 hour and a half, and I hope you can stay tuned because there are things for every single one of you to be able to implement activities on the ground locally. But to start, I would like to have our first keynote speaker, which is Salvatore Nigro, CEO of JA Europe. Salvatore, are you with us?
Here I am.
And Salvatore is joining us from Spain. Can you hear us, Salvatore?
That's it. I am joining it from Spain. Hello, Diana, and hello, Europe, but I'm Italian, working in Brussels, working in more than 40 European countries as JA. So you can imagine I do feel European. And I can do my job thanks to technology while I'm traveling across Europe. So I'm looking at the future that is expecting, that is out there for my 2 kids. And it's going to be a future in which there will be the predominance of technology. So my 2 children need to be prepared as their classmate, as the whole community of young people that will shape the future of Europe. And as you correctly said, the EU Code Week, it's a movement. It's a movement of consortium partners from the education industry, from the governments, from the civil society that get together to provide hundreds of thousands of learning opportunities to young people, to those one who will shape Europe. So while we are going to start on the 14th of October, here is a sneak peek of the different activities that is going to take place. You rightly said there could be a lot of innovations. First and foremost, we're looking at grow the already excellent job that this community has done over the past 10 years. To grow it with the ambition of reaching out over 25 million young people. That's so many people. It's many people. They represent the future of our continent. So if you are a young person that is watching us today, well, that's your time to show the innovation that Europe needs. And how you're going to do it? By learning and putting in practice the digital skills that are offered as part of this community. But if you are also a teacher, it's also your time to shine, because across Europe, we know there are thousands and thousands of teachers who have been already involved in the EU Code Week. And I'm sure even this time they are going to innovate because it goes with the teacher aspiration of creating also a better future for themselves and for the young people. We also have new regional and national hubs across Europe. We're doing an amazing job together with the ambassador of the EU Code Week. We're looking at innovation like coding with Minecraft. I already see many young people say, what is that? Well, it's coming on, new opportunities of learning of coding through Minecraft, but also a specific focus that we are going to have it on young women. I was telling you I have 2 kids, so one of that is a young girl, and there is gonna be a career path for her when it comes definitely to learning new digital skills. So I would like, first of all, to thank definitely the European Commission for supporting, once again, the EU Code Week, but also all the partners of these movements that are making it happen across Europe. So there is also something for all of you, and it is definitely to code, to learn, and to engage, because there is a massive campaign going on already on social media and on traditional media with the hashtag EU Code Week. So back to you, Diana.
Thank you so much, Salvatore. Indeed, we brought together 45 different partners from across Europe to bring them all into a big movement to inspire 25 million young people in the next 2 years. It's a big, hairy goal that we will not be able to achieve if we not look at what happened in the past and really work with all those ambassadors, teachers, education coordinators that have been involved in the last 10 years in order to create this movement and support the coding activities. So very grateful to the European Commission. As I said, for the last 10 years, they've been investing into creating a brand around the EU Code Week, because it got really embedded in the life of people. And this past week, we saw a lot of activity happening on the social media, people talking about the Code Week and really engaging in different activities. And we would really like to see what happened in the last years, what were the achievements of 2023, and what comes in 2024. Can we have a look at the short video? A new phase of the Code Week has started, and we are ready for many more activities to be registered and recorded and really be part of this community. But of course, if we look at the success of the EU Code Week, we count on great support from our great leaders. And one of them is the member of the European Parliament, Eva Maydell, who's been a great supporter of the EU Code Week from the very beginning. So I'm very grateful for having Eva with us virtually for a message for everyone.
Dear Junior Achievement Europe, dear friends, dear guests, I'm extremely excited to be joining you virtually today. European Code Week is an essential part of the EU year, so to say. As you know, we dedicate on important topics either the year or various weeks, but EU Code Week has been one that has been particularly dear for me because I've been following the work of educators, of students, of communities getting together since the very beginning of EU Code Week. I think it's wonderful that JA Europe is supporting such a valuable initiative. I would like to also congratulate everyone involved. Why do I think this week is essential and important? First of all, because it builds those essential skills. And these are not just digital skills. These are skills, as I said, essential for a lifetime. They build creativity, they build curiosity, way beyond just the part that connects to the technology. Secondly, because as I congratulated the community, because it brings various communities together and it kind of makes them aim to look for the future. How are our communities gonna look like in a couple of years should more young people and more citizens in general are equipped with these vital skills? And thirdly, I think it makes policymakers giving them the time to think what they can do more. And one thing that I have been a strong proponent since the very beginning of EU Code Weeks is to start thinking of making coding in school obligatory, but in a good way, not something that students or educators would, feel tensions about, but that it's something that they feel it has to be part of the learning process. And I'm very happy to see that so many schools have embraced that idea across Europe. I wish you a wonderful time together, and I look forward to know how the week has passed for you and for your friends, for your fellow organizations across Europe.
Thank you so much, Eva. A great call to action here, making coding obligatory. Maybe that's something we could work together with the European Parliament and the European Commission to see how we can really provide, let's call it at least one digital experience to young people before they leave school. I mentioned a lot the European Commission, which is behind the European EU Code Week. And we have here with us Mr. Yvo Volman, who's director of the Data Directorate at DG Connect. You're calling from Luxembourg, correct?
Absolutely. Hello, Diana.
Hello, hello. Thank you so much for joining us. This project would not have been possible without the European Commission support, and we are so grateful for that and grateful to have you here. But I do have a few questions for you. If you can describe the EU Code Week in 3 words, what would they be?
Okay, thanks, Diana. And before I give a reply to your question, hello to everyone. And I'm very happy to be here at the launch of the 2024 edition of this EU Code Week. It's a very important initiative that really brings together many committed people. Right, your 3 words. I would say community, passion, and future. Why community? Well, we heard it before. It started as a grassroots initiative. It's really a community effort. The word passion, my second word. It's the passion that the community puts into the EU Code Week. It is really inspiring what you do, and I think it's a foundational element of the initiative. And then my third word, it's future. Why? Because digital skills are becoming more and more important in so many areas of our life. And that's why I would describe the EU Code Week as a valuable investment in the future of our young generations.
The full community, passion, and future. I think those will become the 3 keywords of the EU Code Week for this edition. Thank you so much for that. But it's been there for many years, past 10 years. Is this still relevant, and why?
Yes, is the answer. It's still relevant. Now, the EU Code Week has been around for more than 10 years, and we are celebrating the start of the 12th edition already. From 10,000 participants in the first edition in 2013, it has grown now to 71,000 activities and 3 million participants in 2023. Now, this in itself is a very solid proof of the relevance and the increasing importance. Now, over the past years, we have seen how digital technology has been influencing many areas of our lives, the way we communicate, the way we work, the way we spend our free time. And that's why it's so important, and even more important now than before, that the young generations acquire the necessary skills to navigate all these fast advancements in technology. And I would say that the EU Code Week is really a stepping stone to teaching the young generations important skills earlier on in their lives, and that will help them succeed and thrive in a digital society. Now, also the wealth of resources that the EU Code Week offers shows the young generations that technology can be fun, can be enjoyable. And that is really important for motivating and empowering them to really enhance their digital skills and hopefully also to take up careers in the ICT field.
Wonderful. A lot of growth had happened over the years, from 10,000 to 70,000 activities. We have a big ambition to double that number this year. So indeed, we will need everyone's support to work towards achieving that goal. But looking at the upcoming year, what do you expect to see in the EU Code Week 2024 and beyond?
Now, we are actually on a common mission, I think. The European Commission, the EU Code Week, we both aim to empower more Europeans with digital skills. And actually in the Commission, we have set ambitious targets in this regard. So we defined that in the Digital Decade Program, we want to ensure that 80% of the European population possess at least basic digital skills by 2030. And another key target is reaching 20 million ICT specialists employed in the EU by 2030. So we would like you to contribute to that. And this ambitious mission requires that we really focus on digital skills at many levels of society. And the sooner we get started, the better. And this is where the EU Code Week plays a crucial role by engaging school children in coding, already in computational activities, giving them a great head start into their personal and professional futures. So another important point there is to close the gender gap in ICT by providing important role models, especially for young women who might be interested in digital technologies. The gender gap is still enormous in ICT. Only 20% of ICT professionals are women at the moment, and that is a problem.
Well, we are here to see how we can support those ambition goals, to really provide to 80% of the population basic digital skills, to really close that gap on the ICT professionals and really bring in more girls. Because the consortium that is behind this year EU Code Week is really looking also careers in digital that we could provide. That's why we brought together so many different communities to join forces. One final message for the EU Code Week community.
Well, it's really great to see how much joy and commitment the community puts into the EU Code Week. And you're a true inspiration for all of us, and I want to thank you for that. So that would be my message. I encourage you to keep up the incredible work you're doing, and I hope that you will continue to inspire many young people to start coding.
Thank you so much, Mr. Volman, for joining us, and thank you to the European Commission for all the great support. You mentioned technology can be fun. Well, one of the innovations that Salvatore mentioned at the beginning is coding with Minecraft. And I'm really pleased to have with us Michael Barrett and Eva Volman from Microsoft Ireland Dreamspace to explore how we can code with Minecraft.
Hey everyone, my name is Neve.
And I'm Michael.
And we're teachers on the Dreamspace team in Microsoft Ireland.
If you haven't heard of Dreamspace before, we provide free immersive STEM experiences to the students and teachers of the island of Ireland. So we work every single day introducing young people to STEM while working on some crucial social emotional skills as well.
This year, Dreamspace is so proud to be Ireland's national hub for EU Code Week.
Let's take a moment now to check out the impact Dreamspace has had since our launch in 2018.
In 2016, this was a building site. We now are in Dreamspace 6 years later, and we have engaged with over 130,000 students in STEM-based experience. It was critical. We did something to rethink the education model. We've seen a number of gaps in that provision to the system, particularly in the area of STEM. Dreamspace emerged as a solution to this problem, whereby we could provide high-end, quality instruction to both primary and secondary schools, focusing on computational thinking, programming.
In 2019, I started working with Dreamspace to try to establish the impact that the program was having on young people. Some of the key findings from our research have shown that 30% of students who participate have increased aspirations to participate in STEM courses and careers in the future. That's phenomenal. We also found that students' confidence to use technology was increased by 80%. 40% of the teachers felt more likely to promote creativity and collaboration in the classroom.
Since we started engaging with DreamSpace over 3 years ago, the impact on our students has been immense. So we have moved from having very, very traditional computer rooms, classrooms, to a completely immersive way of learning. So our students are now much better equipped to actually engage in teamwork, collaboration, problem solving, inquiry-based learning, and so much more.
When I came here in first year, I hadn't a clue what coding was, but throughout the 5 years of coming back, I've coded an app, I've coded websites, I've learned many different coding languages. DreamSpace made me feel confident that I could achieve anything I put my mind to. And now that I'm in 6th year, I'm hoping to study computer science next year in college, and hopefully that will be the start of a great career for me.
So right now, the research tells us that by 2030, there'll be approximately 6.2 million STEM-based roles available. And we also know that only 2% of the students will have the skills required to fill those particular roles. At DreamSpace, we aim to be part of the solution that addresses this by providing the skills necessary for the class of 2030.
Since engaging with DreamSpace, the students in our school have had their eyes open to a whole new world of opportunity.
Coming to DreamSpace, it has been fun, motivational, inspirational, and most importantly, educational.
DreamSpace is essential to ensuring that we are all skilled for the future.
We've achieved so much over the last 4 years, and we're really excited to continue the DreamSpace journey with you all.
One of our favourite learning tools to use here in DreamSpace is Minecraft Education. Isn't that right, Michael?
Sure is, Niamh. And let's take a moment now to make sure we're all on the same page of our understanding of Minecraft Education and the possibilities it can unlock for your classroom.
Minecraft Education is the educational version of the popular game Minecraft.
It is a learning tool that harnesses the power of digital game-based learning to promote skills such as communication, collaboration, and problem solving.
What makes Minecraft Education so unique is that you have the ability to learn to code while also developing essential future-ready skills.
Really, it's an immersive environment where the only limitation is your imagination.
And to set us up for this year's EU Code Week theme, we are going to be exploring AI Adventures by Minecraft Education.
Very exciting. Now, AI is...
Michael, I'm going to stop you there because I have two very special hosts that can explain what is AI to us.
Well, take it away, Agent and Chicken.
Finding information used to be a lot like fishing. You had to search in so many different places. And if you didn't look in the right place, you wouldn't find what you were looking for. But today, you can use the power of AI, artificial intelligence, to help you search for information. AI is a technology people created that can do many things, including helping come up with ideas and solutions for big problems. It's a bit hard to explain, so Chicken has volunteered to help. Yes, you. First, programmers have to teach the AI model. That's like Chicken training on huge amounts of information about lots of different things. Once that's done, the AI model starts to find patterns in the information it's been given. Like, books about tigers often mention cats, but websites about cats rarely mention cars. Pictures of cars often include dogs, but scientific studies about dogs almost never mention saxophones. And once the AI has found millions and millions of patterns, it can start making predictions. Like the prediction that fish are unlikely to be found in trees, or in fields, or in mugs of water, or even in puddles. But also the prediction that fish do live in large bodies of water, like rivers and lakes. Now, sometimes AI systems make mistakes. For example, whales do not live in lakes, so we should always double-check what AI is telling us. AI is very new, and like most technology, it's being improved all the time. Okay, Chicken, you can relax now. Thanks for your help. What do you think AI will be able to do next?
Let's explore now some of the free offerings DreamSpace have for you all to support you and your students during EU Code Week 2024 and to help you along on your Minecraft education journeys.
To get us started, we have our Educator 101 session, and this is all about giving you all the information you need to make sure you're prepared for this year's EU Code Week.
Next, you can actually join myself and Eve for some virtual webinars as we host some play-alongs for some amazing Minecraft education AI-based worlds and lessons. And the cool thing about this, folks, is that there's no prep required. You can just pop us up on screen and have your students play along with us.
And last but not least, we are introducing our very own EU Code Week themed build challenge.
We cannot wait to see what you build in response to our crafted prompt.
So let's have a look at what our next steps are.
First and foremost, you can get ready by downloading Minecraft Education onto your school devices right now by going to aka.ms/download.
To register for all things EU Code Week and Minecraft Education, follow the link on your screen.
And then take part in some free training with myself as you can come aboard my next training cohort by going to aka.ms/MTA.
We are so excited for you all to take part in this year's EU Code Week events.
We hope to see you very, very soon, and thanks for listening to us. I've been Michael.
And I've been Neve.
Bye.
Bye.
This is so cool. Thank you so much, Neve and Michael, for showing us the endless opportunities of Minecraft education. And you made me very popular because when you presented to us last time, I managed to get my Minecraft certificate, and my kids really loved it because they saw that now I start to understand what they are doing on the computer. So that was really nice, and I really hope that many of you are trying it, and parents as well. Inside this consortium, we also have the European Parents Associations that are really there to make sure they understand what the young people are learning through different tools that are provided in schools and out of schools. So it's great for all of you to try it. But we know that our kids are very creative, and we did go around Europe to ask a few of our children, what do they think about digital? So we have a short video with some of their answers.
Hola.
Hola.
Si tú construyeras un robot, ¿qué tendría que hacer este robot?
Crear muñecas. Crear una tienda de juguetes.
My name is Ivana and I live in Romania. I would like to invent a gadget that will be connected to a drone, and the drone will fly around the world and find children who don't have food or can't go to school. The drone will transmit the message to the gadget and show the location, and the robot will teleport with books and food. Thank you.
Als ik op elke computer ter wereld een rode knop zou zetten en ik mocht kiezen voor wat die dient, dan had ik er een feestje opgezet. Want ik heb gisteren een feestje gehad en als je dan op die knop drukt, dan is alles al klaar en kan het feestje beginnen.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Zaya et aujourd'hui je vais vous montrer le robot électricité. À quoi il sert? En fait, si un jour vous n'avez pas d'électricité dans votre maison, il en capte. Alors, comment il fonctionne? Vous mettez un téléphone ou ordinateur ou autre chose dans cette box, puis vous appuyez sur ce bouton et hop, ça se fait tout seul. Magique, hein? Au revoir!
Ana, ako možeš da go smeniš svetac od tehnologijata, što ќе направиш?
Che voce životke felicite pistoli i che da dev nasite lugi e nocib da se smeat. Lo que más me gusta de la robótica es cuando enciendes la tablet y programas los movimientos que quieres que haga en la batería que lleva el Lego. Lo primero que hay que hacer es crear el Lego, ponerle una batería dentro, meterte en tu tablet, abrir una aplicación que se llama Yvo y de ahí tienes que conectar la tablet con la batería del Lego y le pones en la tablet los movimientos que quieres que haga. Pues limpiar la casa, hacerte la cama, cocinar contigo.
Muchas cosas.
Bonjour à tous, je m'appelle Lucas et aujourd'hui je vais vous parler de Minecraft. Alors, pourquoi j'aime bien Minecraft? Parce que ce jeu me détend. Quand je suis énervée, ça me détend. Je peux vraiment tout faire. Et j'apprends à être créatif, à être beaucoup plus créatif que dans la vraie vie. Parce que sur Minecraft, on a plusieurs blocs. Et avec ces blocs, on peut tout faire. On peut se faire des constructions, se faire des maisons, se faire des bases. On peut vraiment tout faire. Et maintenant, je vais vous présenter 2 constructions que j'ai faites sur Minecraft. Une pour Code Week et une autre que j'ai fait de ma créativité.
Digital is a big part of my life. It's how I connect with friends, learn new things, and express myself. With technology, I can find information about anything, from science to world news, with just a few clicks. It also helps me share ideas and stay up to date with the rest of the world. Whether I'm coding, gaming, or watching videos, the digital world makes it easy to explore and create. To me, digital means connection, learning, creating, and endless opportunities in a fast-changing world.
That was amazing. We see that the creativity of the young generation has no limits. And they're really able to build digital and solve more pressing challenges in just one question. So let's hope we can let them dream big and empower them with the right digital tools to get into careers in digitals. That's going to be our next topic. And I'm very pleased to have with us 2 speakers here on the stage with me and 2 virtual. So to talk about careers in digital, we have Anna Di Silverio, who's Europe and Middle East President at Avanade. Thank you, Anna, for joining us.
Hello, thank you for inviting me.
Great to have you. We have Stéphane du Bospo, which is Director for Government Affairs, EU and France at Intel. Thank you so much, Stéphane, for joining us. We have Avanti Sharma, Technology Specialist, Head of Business Development at Workshop for Me, and also representing the young generation.
Thank you so much, and I bring greetings from Luxembourg.
Thank you for joining us. And we have online Laurent Touchet, who's a teacher and a Code Week ambassador and coordinator in France. Laurent, we cannot hear you. Maybe you need to try to see if you have a challenge with the microphone. So while Laurent is trying to solve the microphone, we would like to cover 3 topics. One is looking at the diverse landscape of digital career, diversity in digital career, and also the collaboration between industry and academia. And we have a big challenge because we only have 25 minutes, and I'm told that I have to really watch it. So we'll go through each of the topics and ask the panelists, and at the same time we have a Slido, and the Slido will be made available to the people watching us online because there are hundreds of people across Europe that are seeing this. So please use the Slido, and we'll be happy to address some of your questions. Anna, can we start with you? As president of Europe of Avanade, can you give some context on careers in digital for the future and what industry is doing to support the next generation?
Thank you first of all, thank you for inviting me. And I love particularly this event because as a software developer myself, I really believe that software and coding and digital is our future. So to your question, I mean, we see really the labor landscape transforming due to these new technologies. And we see on the one side the current jobs and existing roles, let's say recalibrating, thanks to the AI, to the automation, a lot of tasks, repetitive tasks, or more routine can be really done by automation. And on the other side, there is the opportunity to unleash the creativity and dedicate it more focus to more complex tasks. But in the long run, we see really new jobs upcoming. We estimated probably more than 80% of the new jobs are yet to be invented. And defined. So in this transforming arena, what we recommend is really fostering a culture of continuous learning and skills, of course, in AI ethics, data stewardship, hybrid human-machine collaboration. Those will be crucial, and this is where really we focus to upskill our people.
Thank you so much, Anna, and thank you for your team for supporting this project. They've been really wonderful, as well as the team of Intel who's been working with us. So Stefan, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
And how do you see the impact of new technologies on jobs and functions at Intel? Are there different challenges and opportunities?
Well, like any evolution, it brings changes, and changes can bring chances, can also bring risk. We mentioned artificial intelligence. Oh, I don't have a mic. Sorry for that. Does that work? Better now. Wonderful. Let's take the example of artificial intelligence, for instance. It is in itself a tool. A tool is simply what you do with it. And the idea is that we train, especially young people, to use technology for good. So, for instance, when we have digital readiness program, which we have at Intel with our partners in Europe for several years, we insist a lot when we train young students and young people on the fact that they should use technology to do positive things, to shape the world in a positive manner. That is really what is needed in order to make sure that technology becomes a chance and not a risk.
Thank you so much, Stefan. Now, from the industry, can we go to the education? Laurent, can you hear us?
Yes, and you?
Perfect. Yes, we can hear you. From an educator's perspective, how can you help people build their digital future and stay competitive in the job market?
For us, it's very important that all the pupils can share the computing skills. Coding in education, from block-based to Python, is a part of the curriculum of for the transition for the pupils. We have some association who offer Python's training programs to enhance these skills. And we have the teachers from kindergarten to the high school who teach about the coding. In France, Code Week has launched initiative to encourage the participation of young girls and students for all the society. This initiative aims to reduce gender gaps and promote better inclusion. And we know that it's very important for the digital industry that have all the people of the society. We have our association who organize dedicated day for girls to introduce them to coding. They develop their skill and participate to the challenge. During these days, participants can meet professionals, discuss with them, and can talk about the career aspiration. Women engineers share both the challenge and they face their success and the difficulties too. the issue of the equal is central. I can be difficult to justify dedicating a specific time for girls, but it's a good time to for them to understand that they can do that, and they can do with boys too. And we could also organize a moment for them to share their experience with boys to mutual understanding and cohesion.
Thank you so much, Laurent. Well, you mentioned girls, and we do have the voice of the young generation here with us. Avanti, before I come to you, I want to remind everyone to use the EU Code Week hashtag. And can we have again the QR code so that you can ask the question? Okay. In the meantime, Avanti, you represent the voice of the young people. And what do you see as opportunities and challenges? You heard both from the education perspective and the industry perspective.
And I think that all the answers were very interesting, and I would also just kind of like to springboard off of them. So the first point is opportunities. I think the opportunities are huge in this domain and sphere, and they're just going to keep growing. The world will continuously grow and become more and more digital, so the opportunities are definitely there, as the other speakers have also elaborated on. I think that what we should also kind of think about and acknowledge is how big these opportunities actually are, and notably for Europe as well. So right now, we can see that having initiatives like EU Code Week has significantly kind of upped the participation of the younger generation to get into things like learning, coding, and we've actually seen this with the amazing video just played before this panel. And I think what we can learn from this is that Europe has the power to become the most influential technology hub in the world. I think that we have this immense power and potential, and to bring that forward, we really need to focus on the younger generations, focus on iGens, Gen Alpha, who will be taking us forward into the future and propelling us into this leader and domain of a technology breakthrough in the next century. Now, going on to the challenges which young generations can face, and also more globally, I think that we touched upon this as well. And I mean, as you mentioned, I'll also like to take the example of AI. Right now, there's a lot of challenges which the young people face in terms of how technology is viewed from both the teacher's perspective and from a peer's perspective. So I think that the biggest challenge right now is combating the hesitance for the advancement in digital literacy, and notably, I'll also take the example of AI as you did. You said that AI is a tool, and I would also like to elaborate on this. I think that AI can be seen like a knife. It can be used to cook you dinner, or it can be used to hurt someone. That doesn't make AI inherently bad. It makes what we do with it good or bad. And I think that's what we have to propel and enforce in the younger generations, and that's also, I think, what teachers and educators must also focus on, is looking at the dual aspect of the advancement of technologies.
I love that energy, Avanti. You can really see that you are very passionate about it, and I hope you can transfer that message to all the girls out there, because that's indeed the second topic we wanted to cover, is diversity in digital careers. And Anna, I'll go back to you, because we know that Avanade is walking the talk in fostering a gender balance in tech. And why is this so important for an industry like yours?
We think inclusion and diversity, both from a gender perspective, of course, but also, broadly, including all the minorities, is fundamental. I mean, the world outside is diverse. And we see that there is a need to evolve. We are under the pressure of big challenges, right? Climate changes, global warming, resource scarcity, population aging. We need really the creativity, the talent, the capacity of all our population to address those. And how can we be so silly to give up almost half of the population, the talent, the capacity? We see this every day in the way we work. We make really point to be inclusive, to create teams that are diverse in terms of background, perspective, of course, gender, but ethnicities as well, different perspective, because it's in this way that we can really unleash the best of our people and come together and create something that is comprehensive, that is inclusive, that really address all the full issues. That is absolutely so crucial. I think also that we have the opportunity with AI and also with all this focus on data and reinventing the way we do things to challenge the biases, to change the status quo, to reinvent in the way of including people. It's a unique opportunity, but we need to be conscious that, as we were saying before, there is the opposite danger, that is perpetuating biases, multiply biases, and using AI in a way that is not correct or responsible. So that is absolutely the important side also to cope with and to address.
Thank you so much, Anna. Indeed, you mentioned, all of you, the AI, and we all know that AI will not take the job, but the people who are skilled with AI skills will, so definitely. Avanti, how can we convince more girls like you to embark on digital careers?
Yeah, I think it's a great question, also a very important question. So earlier in the session, we discussed role models. And I think that is one of the main aspects as well, is having someone to look up to. So right now, if we think of a coder, we often have this perception, and I do too, so I'm also part of it, like a guy in a black hoodie hacking something at midnight with green text on a black screen. And I think that maybe you all think of it, I definitely think of it like that. And I think that's one of the aspects which we have to change to encourage more girls to want to get into digital literacy, who want to get into coding, who want to develop these skills. In addition to this, I think that we also have to have a kind of shift in our organizational perspective of how we approach gender equality and diversity in general. And this is a topic which is very close to my heart as well. So I've been interacting with many women over the years, and what they've told me personally is that sometimes their organization has a policy of having an equal number of men and women in the organization, which is great because the intention is really good, it's amazing. What happens in practice is, once having met this objective, a message goes out within and outside the organization that their gender goals have been met. And this kind of gives the message to some of the employees that certain roles have been filled up, more so for a compliance compulsion or a look good factor rather than based on merit. And by doing so, it ends up causing damage and harm to the women in these positions who lack respect from their fellow colleagues and board members. So I think the solution to addressing this would be to actually flip the narrative. So I believe in a completely, a world where hopefully I would like to see one day that we have 50-50 of women and men in tech. And I think the way to approach this is to lead by inspiration. So instead of having a certain message going out once having met the objective, instead to inspire women to want to be the leaders of their technological future. And I think this will actually drive them into also wanting to become mentors for, those who are younger than them and learning to them. And this will create a self-sustaining cycle instead of having to implement a policy continuously.
I love that. Lead by inspiration. Now, can we do that from the educational system? Laurent, can we start addressing this challenge of diversity early on? Laurent, again, we cannot hear you.
Okay, to stay competitive, it's important to develop technical skills like coding, data analysis, and cybersecurity. It's also essential to develop transversal skills as critical thinking and adaptability and continuous learning. Hackathons are organized in schools from middle to high school to learn ethical hacking. Teacher takes their student to this event for a day challenge, and it includes a meeting with professionals who present their jobs and explain the possibility. Artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and green technology are transforming the job market. They create new roles while eliminating repetitive tasks. The Academy offers training to help teachers understand and use IA in an ethical and effective way in their lessons. We explain what artificial intelligence is and how it works. We also want to demystify some aspects of the AI. We distinguish the marketing tool from reality. We help fight a misconception about IA. Teachers need good practice to integrate artificial intelligence into their lessons with students. We believe that teachers will not be replaced, but they will need to change how they teach.
Wonderful. So we need to change how we teach. We heard a lot, Stefan, from this discussion. Yes. What else? What more can we do?
Honestly, pretty much a lot has been said. If I may, I would just like to come back on what Avanti just said. I think you're right. Indeed, it's important from an industry perspective, from an employer perspective. I would say it's necessary, but maybe not sufficient to have initiatives in place in order to foster diversity, in order to ensure that everybody feels like that everybody is willing to come and work in our companies. This is really something that as industry we must really work on to make the workplace in tech more attractive for everyone. Meaning when we as employer are trying to make the workplace more attractive, we must really take that into consideration. And I agree with you. It's very important, of course, to have objectives, but it's not enough. We should not clearly consider that once it is there, it's done. That's very important.
Very good. So we covered, the last topic was collaboration between industry and academia. Anna, we know that with the fast growth of digital technology, the gap between educational outcomes and the industry needs, unfortunately, is growing bigger. What can we do to bring that back and reduce it?
Yeah, definitely this is a big challenge, and in particular, I would say that Europe has seen this traditionally, academia being a bit distant from industries. This is changing, of course, but we need really to be intentional in closing these gaps. I mean, we were saying before, there is a huge opportunity outside, new jobs, new digital era. We can really make a huge difference in upskilling, in creating these new digital transformers. But how to do this? Coming together. Everybody has to do their own parts here. Academia, industries, of course, institutions coming together and become more consistent in the way we train and we develop this future, I'd say, transformers. And we can do that. We can do that aligning curriculums, content, equipping teachers with the right tools. We've seen fantastic Minecrafts. What a beautiful way of teaching and including our young people. Why don't we do this systematically? So equipping with modern ways of engaging young people, unleashing their creativity. Before we were listening to those kids, it's amazing what they think. If we can really unleash, empower that, creativity, giving them the right tools through the education, and then, of course, in a consistent way to entering the industry worlds with proper program, internships that give them the opportunity to keep learning, that is the way to go. But as I said, everybody here has to come together and be committed. The opportunity outside is huge.
Thank you, Anna. Indeed, and that's why we brought both industry and academia together in this EU Code Week to work together to make sure we are addressing these needs. How is Intel addressing them?
By trying to make the careers in digital known. And there's a broad variety of career in digital, including, for instance, we are talking a lot about digital, about tech. Well, there is no tech without hardware. There is no digital without hardware. There is no digital without this tiny little materials that many in the industry manufacture. So careers in digital can also be in the hardware manufacturing, for instance. And what we as a manufacturer are trying to do is to make these careers known, accessible to everyone, and to collaborate with academia in order to make it more attractive.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Laurent, what can the education system do to close that gap?
Collaboration between industry and academia is crucial to bridge the digital skill gap. Companies can help adapt educational programs to market needs. School can prepare students to meet their exception. In France, we have a foundation who provide microbit kits to help students learn programming. Students work with a teacher to develop a project that addresses a social issue. Company visit our classroom to explain what they do. The foundation also connects young engineers with classroom. These young engineers explain their career path and challenges. Students can discuss with them how they can shape their own careers. They can also meet experienced engineers to understand what a real career looks like and how it's developed. I think that it's important because the teachers have the key to explain the word mathematics, literacy, but it could be so interesting that they can explain the industry world.
Thank you so much, Laurent. This has been a very, very nice discussion, but I want to hear from Avanti. What do you see as the ideal collaboration between the education and the world of work?
Thank you. And this is actually a topic which is also very close to my heart. So I'm wearing the Sustainable Development Goals pin, which you may be able to see on the screen. And one of the goals is actually SDG 4, quality education. So I'm going to springboard a bit off of what Laurent said. And I think that the biggest thing which we can do right now is bridge the gap between theory and reality. So right now, and let's take the example of digital, okay? Let's talk about digital. When students are told to learn more about digital, to start to code, to start to learn about hardware, to get into tech, they don't know exactly what they mean. They can't see it. And I'm gonna give you an example. Like, where's the network, right? Where's the Wi-Fi? I can't see the Wi-Fi. I can't smell the Wi-Fi. I can't hear the Wi-Fi. Like, where's the Wi-Fi? Does it exist? And this is the biggest gap which we have to solve to get more young people into technology and into these initiatives, to tell them what this actually means, whatever they're doing, what it means in the real world and how it affects the world today. I'm going to tell you 90% of the time, if you show maybe a young 12, 13-year-old that actually, you know what you're making on that screen with black and white text, or maybe now it's a bit more colorful, is actually used to make your Minecraft game, or it's used to make Fortnite, or it's used to make all of these games. I think that will definitely help them to understand why they're learning something like this and what they can do. And industry plays a very big role in this. Industry is actually how you use tech in everyday life. And it's so great to have you here from Intel, because I think Intel is doing great things, you know, very advanced. I'm a big fan. So I think that this is important to also bring the younger generation and show them how they can actually, how what they're doing right now and what they're learning applies to the real world. And I'm going to take it one step further. So I gave the example of tech. I gave the example of Wi-Fi and networks. I'll give the same example of mathematics. Students at an academic level in their high school education learn about very complex mathematical tools. They learn vectors, they learn Pythagoras theorem, they learn matrices. So they learn all of these range of different topics. But when it comes to the real world, they don't really know where to apply it. And they don't know why it's used and why it's needed. And I'm sure that you can confirm that you use this every day in your everyday lives. And industry has this immense power and potential of converting something theoretical, which we know technically in our mind, to actually something which we apply and use every day. So I think that is where the collaboration between academia and industry comes in place the strongest.
Amazing. This has been a wonderful discussion, and the time flew by very fast. We have many questions on the Slido, but I'm going to pick one, and I'm going to ask each of you to just draw one recommendation for the community. One short word or a sentence, but just one recommendation for the EU community, EU Code Week community out there.
I can start, and well, I agree 200% with what you said. One recommendation is to the community, think about the practical implications in real life that your work is going to have. And think about the fact that digital is not something abstract, it's not something virtual, it's real.
Wonderful.
Thank you. So, I mean, I'll keep it short, 1-2 sentences. For the EU Code Week community, think about what change you want to make in the world and where you want to work. It could be anything. It could be fashion, it could be design, it could be making the next medicine. Think about what you care about. And then once you found that, then use tech to leverage the knowledge you already have as a tool to propel you forward.
Thank you. Laurent?
I encourage everyone to get involved in Code Week. This could be by organizing a workshop, participating in an event, or encouraging young people to explore digital skills. Together we can make a real difference. Thank you to all partners and participants for their support in promoting the digital skills. And thank you also for commit to inclusive and innovative education.
Thank you. And Anna, thank you so much. I wanted to give you the final word. We really appreciate you taking the time on your busy agenda to be with us.
But I would say, first of all, let's inspire young people, because it's a tough time, and inspiring them and making them reflect on the way they can impact and shape their future through technologies, solving the problems of the world, and how technology can do that, and how they can be part of that. Let's start from the inspiration, right? The dream. Let's create that. And then let's give them practical examples. And I totally agree with Avanti. Let's transform this dream into prototypes, ideas. Let's create hackathons, innovation awards, entrepreneurial experiences, apprenticeships, all in a way that really unleashes the incredible creativity. But only if we are able to inspire, to connect that to something that really is worthwhile, I think we can finally having a real great impact and make Europe, a better area and a better world.
Thank you so much, Anna, and thank you so much, everyone, for your contribution. A great panel here. On this topic, we also received contributions from our ambassadors, teachers, young entrepreneurs. So I think we have a short video that we would like to share.
In Slovenia, a career in digital can be more attractive and accessible through school collaboration with local stakeholders, such as successful companies and NGOs in this field. This is done through everyday school activities and especially project-based activities. This year, we will actively involve more youth from at least 150 schools participating in the national project to develop digital competences and computer science comprehensively and more actively. As one of the project activities is compulsory active participation in the Code Week.
For 99 Robotics, digital represents a broad concept that integrates technology, data, and virtual interactions. It turns traditional processes into scalable solutions and can drive connectivity and innovation. Whether we like it or not, the digital revolution is unfolding everywhere around us. With the right digital skills as well as knowledge of coding, you can be part of the change. Digital skills are essential in giving our robot biological awareness, autonomy, and swarm intelligence in order to positively impact the development of our climate.
Hello, I'm Pauline Maas and I'm Code Week Ambassador for the Netherlands. How to make careers more attractive to young people. If you give nice role models, it's really creative, you can involve the girls too. So I think that is important, and it's all for free and you can start online very quickly. How do you get more young people involved in Code Week? Go to dojos, involve with them. But if you really want to have girls too, you have to start in schools. Because girls don't think they can do it, but they can do it. They're really good coders.
Hello everyone, I am Stefania Altieri and I am a leading teacher for EU Code Week. How to make careers in digital more attractive and accessible? First of all, we can highlight exciting job opportunities in tech. We can inspire young people to explore fields like coding, data analysis, and digital marketing. How to get more people involved in EU Code Week activities? We should make learning fun and engaging. Let's create a buzz around tech and show young girls and boys that they can be the innovators of tomorrow. Join EU Code Week and let's make the difference together.
In Bulgaria, we need to create more opportunities for hands-on experiences for young people in order to create an excitement about careers in digital. We need to create opportunities for mentorship, internships, and bringing the industry into the classroom. We need to provide broader opportunities also for the most underserved communities because digital skills are skills for life. In order for more young people to get involved in EU Code Week activities, we need to meet them where they are, the events that they follow, the social media that they use. We need to inspire young people, bringing real role models at the forefront. We need to prepare them to be successful, developing their digital skills for the future.
It's great to see the wide community of EU Code Week really actively participating in boosting digital careers of girls and boys across Europe. But as a grassroots initiative, the EU Code Week thrives thanks to the great and vibrant international community that is out there across Europe and even beyond Europe. So we really want to hear from the EU Code Week community, and we have another short video on that.
My name is Arthur. I am an EU Code Week leading teacher for Portugal. And in these weeks, in which we celebrate that which we love so much, which is coding in education, I would like to share with you why I love coding in education. It's not just the social economical aspects. It's more about being able to express yourself using technology, using coding, using robotics, to be able to be creative and even artistic using all these technologies. So I hope you have as much fun teaching coding and sparking children's interests as I do. Goodbye.
Hello, I'm Tanya Gat, an EU Code Week leading teacher from Malta. I am head of Department for Digital Literacy within the Directorate for Digital Literacy and Transversal Skills. Although we are currently celebrating EU Code Week, this is actually an all-year-round event which constantly offers young learners opportunities to engage in problem-solving activities to develop their critical thinking skills. I've experienced firsthand how EU Code Week empowers both educators and young learners to explore coding in a fun, playful, and engaging manner as they solve the given challenges.
Dear EU Code Week community, greetings from Slovakia. I am very happy that I can talk to you from the Ministry of Education of the Slovak Republic, where we believe that every child deserves a high-quality digital education, and that digital skills, and coding skills in particular, are going to be invaluable for every child's future. That is why we need you, our teachers, to teach them and encourage them to learn. As part of the Czechoslovak Hub, that is why this year we are going to award 10 of you for taking part in EU Code Week, registering your event and putting it on our map. So, if you would like to be part of the community, please register, join us, and have fun.
Hola a todos, soy José María Díaz, profesor líder de la Semana de Código Europea. Estoy aquí para hablaros sobre esta increíble iniciativa que celebra la programación y la alfabetización digital en toda Europa. EU Code Week ofrece una gran variedad de actividades, talleres de robótica y sesiones de codificación para todas las edades. La comunidad de Code Week está formada por educadores, estudiantes, padres y profesionales que comparten un objetivo común: hacer que la programación sea accesible y divertida para todos. Visita la página web y encuentra la actividad perfecta para ti. Vamos, únete a la EU Code Week e inspiremos juntos a la próxima generación de innovadores.
Welcome to the EU Code Week from the European Parents Association, an umbrella organization of more than 30 parent associations in over 20 countries in Europe. We are convinced that coding is an essential skill in the 21st century, not only for young people, but also for their parents. That's why we encourage you to take part in the events all over Europe and online during next week. We also invite you to discover the great activities that are proposed on the codeweek.eu website under the button Resources. Stay tuned when we'll be increasing the offer of podcasts, hackathons, and games so that you can always find some interesting new ideas of how to engage with coding as a family. Enjoy Code Week 2024.
Hello everyone. I am Stamatis Papadakis, the President of the Code Week Council, elected from among the Code Week ambassadors, and it's a pleasure to welcome you all to this incredible action. My vision for EU Code Week is to empower education and youth to notably expand grassroots activities in coding and digital education. I believe we can create a movement where coding is accessible to every student and teacher, fostering creativity and problem solving across Europe. For example, I envision more local actions where educators can develop and share innovative teaching practices, making digital education a central part of every classroom. By collaborating and sharing resources, we can build a community that not only participates in Code Week, but also leads it in new and exciting directions. Let's make it a great Code Week 2024.
many volunteers connecting from across Europe. We might have all different backgrounds, speak different languages, but we are all joining together the EU Code Week to build a better digital future for Europe and for all of us. We talked a lot about careers in digitals, and the focus was on girls and women. And indeed, a big focus this coming 2 years will be on girls and women. And for that, I have here with me in the studio Angela Jafarova, who is the EU Code Week ambassador to Latvia. She's a school teacher as well, a Datorium EdTech co-founder, and a mother of 3 daughters. So thank you so much for coming all over from Latvia to be with us here.
Thank you very much for the invitation. I really enjoy being here today, and I'm a big fan of Code Week as well.
Perfect. Well, I have a couple of questions to you. What motivated you to choose a career in digital?
I think it's the natural curiosity, because usually when you're a child, we all have the sparkle of curiosity inside us, and we need to keep it alive in order to be able to have a successful career in which you are happy yourself. And this natural curiosity has been always my main driver, and that's why digital field was the one I felt the most interesting to be in. And I believe as I go on this in this field, I see that IT industry and tech industry is too good to be left alone just for men. So we women should step in.
I love it. Curiosity, that's definitely very important. Now you have 3 daughters. What do you think are the challenges for them to become future working in the digital field?
The main challenge, as I see it every day, is a stereotype. Still, we have strong stereotypes in our society. As an example, I can tell you my daughter was refused to join technical drawing course on computer in school. Instead, she was told that in frame of design course, boys will do the technical drawing and the girls should go knitting and crocheting. And when she said, okay, can I switch? I would like to try, and she was refused. And this is one of the leading top schools in the capital of European country in 2023. This is still happening today. And that's why we need to talk more about it and encourage girls more, because we are still the ones, not only men have that stereotype, also women have the stereotype that we should not do it, girls should not do it. And that's why we need to change it by showing with our own examples, and as Avanti said, with role models, of course.
So how do you want to really break that stereotype and really encouraging them to take that journey?
I believe in learning by doing, so we need to do. What we need to do, not only in schools, we all, as educators, have beautiful initiatives, programs for girls stepping in, but we, as parents at home, need to do things together with our children with technologies. So I see many families where the gadget for the kid is just entertainment. This is not right. So, okay, you need to wait. Here is a cartoon, watch a cartoon while I do things. We need to have more patience and do with children together so they see the meaningful use of technology, and we do it together. Let's say we are on the trip. Let's take the phone on the planchette and let's find together a good restaurant for a family dinner. What does it mean, good restaurant? What is review? Who is leaving these reviews? Why is it important to look at the review? Where do I see the menu? How do I see the location on the map? And so on. Yes, it takes time. It will be longer to do it together with the child, but this will develop a meaningful use habit for a child, and that's how they will step by step learn that we need to use technology in everyday life.
How do you do that at Datorium? And tell us a little bit more. What is it?
Datorium is at a company, and we started up as a coding school. Now we educate 5,000 students every week across the country, because there is a lack of teachers, as in many other European countries. And we came up with public-private partnership project already for the 5th year this year, where we outsource for the schools subjects, STEM subjects, coding, advanced coding, chemistry, physics, and so on. This is a hybrid model in which the children are in schools, they're sitting in schools in computer labs, and we are teaching online. And we have developed our own solution in which we interact with students. So this is not just one-way Zoom lesson. We engage with the students on our platform, and this is being tracked real time, and we see the engagement, and we have some gamification elements that motivate students to engage.
Amazing. You are training 5,000 students per week. That's wonderful. What would be a final advice and recommendation you will give to the girls out there?
Just go there and do as much as possible from any age. Engage in hackathons, in any kind of programs. Try to use the tool. Do mistakes. Correct your mistakes. Try again. The more you do, the better. And as I see in many cases, already going back to Avanti, what she said, that we need to give the skills again as early as possible, and that this will lead to meaningful use of technology, and they will get used to that, and they will learn, and they will seamlessly get used to that and know that it's always there, the skill is there, and that hope one day we won't have the special programs because this will be normal. Like we drive car today, we don't have special promotion programs for women to dare driving a car because that's normal. And I hope very soon that we will have this, won't eliminate these programs for girls because this will be normal, that everyone can join the industry. And what I think is very, very important, that we need in IT industry solutions created by women. Because from design thinking theory, you know that the more diverse team is working on a solution, the better is the result. At the moment, we use the tools that are created by men. They're not always comfortable for us, maybe not that logical, maybe not that comfortable. So the more women will step in, the more they will join the teams, the better will be the outcome, the result, the solutions, applications, web pages, and other projects.
Thank you so much, Angela, for joining us. And let's hope that the next 2 years, the EU Code Week can give a platform to more women and girls to showcase what they are doing. And to do so, we have with us Eva Fabri, who's Director for European Center for Women in Technology. She is covering the Nordic region, and she's going to plan a lot of activities for girls in digital. So we have a message from her.
Hello from Oslo and the European Center for Women and Technology. We are delighted to see that national and regional hubs will play a key role in vitalizing Code Weeks in the next 2 years. The ECWT is in this work responsible for rigging the Nordic hub and a focus on girls in digital. How to get more young people involved in the Code Week activities. Our message is come as you are, with all the curiousness buzzing in you and the will to experiment. Our strong brands built up through the years are High Five Girls from Denmark, Rails Girls and Herol Ruby from Finland, Girl Tech Fest and the Newton Room in Norway, and of course, First Lego League Scandinavia. What we will focus on this year is bringing coding classes to all schools in Europe, so no matter how long distance you have to the capital, you'll never feel left behind. Support measures to further decrease the gender gap in technology and entrepreneurial sector, and showcasing the added value of girls in innovation, and making new alliances between public and private actors and businesses for ensuring long-term sustainability in what we do, even after the lifetime of our project. The key also here is innovative thinking. We are delighted to share with you that the world's first computer-themed playground opened the 1st of October in Ruoholahti, Finland, as a joint project between Helsinki and Ruoholahti City Council and Linda Liukas. How to make careers in digital more attractive and accessible in your country and region. We will showcase the Nordic good examples, and you are welcome to join us on the 13th of November in Oslo for the fourth edition of Nordic Women in Tech Awards in 10+1 categories. And as from 2025, ECWT and Code for Europe partners will be launching as the +1 category the Coding and Computational Thinking Award for Role Models. And of course, sugar remains last. The Nordic Hub will organize webinar series 2025 and 26 with Linda Liukas. You know, the girl with the twinkling eyes personifying that coding is the next universal language we all need to speak. So keep an eye on the Code Week activities and attend our webinars to get new inspiration, new understanding about AI, and a boost for your own creativity. Welcome to join us as from now throughout 25-26 and beyond in our Code Week for All movement. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Eva. I loved it. Coding is the next universal language we all need to speak. Let's hope we manage to do that in the future. I also wanted to share some stories of girls and women who are taking different digital career paths. We have another short video on that.
Hello, my name is Vasiliki. I am from Greece and I'm currently doing research in tech. One of the proudest moments in my career was becoming a Google's Women Tech Makers ambassador. The fact that the things I create make people's lives even a bit better drives me every day. And of course, I have faced stereotypes, like when my skills questioned just because I was the only woman in the room. But this didn't stop me. So my advice is just do it. Connect with others, join amazing communities, and get involved in open source projects. Networking is the key. And to all the women and girls out there, explore the endless possibilities in tech and fear nothing.
Hi everyone, I am Bora, the co-founder of Piggy, the first Albanian app dedicated to teaching financial literacy to children. Working in the digital field, it's all about creativity, curiosity, and problem solving. One stereotype I find completely off the mark is that tech is only for men. The truth is that tech is for both men and women. So tech is for everyone. My advice to anyone starting in tech is to be curious and not to be afraid to experiment, and also never giving up. The possibilities are endless if you stay open to learning. Looking ahead, I hope to inspire more girls to pursue their careers in tech, and let's break barriers and shape the future together.
Hi, I'm Cecilia. I'm studying at ESIV in France, and I am one of Havana's STEM scholars. Since my childhood, I have always had a passion for mathematics and science, which naturally led me to choose a scientific path for my studies. During my study, I was disappointed to see the low representation of women. Havana supported me by finding my scholarship, providing mentors, organizing workshops, and inviting me to the fall conference. Throughout my studies, knowing that I could rely on my mentors for help was very reassuring. Today, I am particularly interested in data, but also in AI.
Great to see those inspiring stories from all the girls and women out there. Now we are getting closer to an end, but I mentioned at the beginning there are many exciting things coming up in the coming 2 years, and one of them is the EU Code Week 2024 Hackathon. And we have with us here in the studio Dea Crash, who is a project officer at All Digital. And she's the one, and her team will be behind the hackathon in the coming months. Can you tell us a little bit more about the theme of the hackathon for this year?
Of course. So the beauty of the EU Code Week hackathons is that
While they are going to take place in many different countries in collaboration with our national hubs, there's going to be one central theme that unifies all of them. This year we are doing big. We are doing really big. We are looking into finding solutions for the future challenges. So what we want our hackers to do is actually to find some coded solution to decode the future, if I can call it like that.
Okay, you want to dream big. How big? What is the aim?
So our aim is actually so like I said, we want to figure out how to solve future challenges. And while we have this central theme that is going to be common for all hackathons, the local challenges are going to be defined by the national hubs. And we are doing so because we want to bring something to the community. So we want our participants to focus on the challenges that are important for them and for their community. So we want them to figure out what is the solution to the future challenge in their own community. And beside that, what I want to say is that EU Code Weeks are beyond just the competition. So we of course, there is the competition aspect of it, which is what makes it fun as well, but we want our participants to have fun, to learn, and to figure out how to create their solutions from scratch, to create something remarkable from scratch.
Wonderful. And who can join the hackathon?
So the hackathons are open for individuals that are between 15 and 19 years old. We're here talking about our first hackers, so young innovators. But of course, on the local level, we are looking into mentors, into juries. So basically, anyone who is interested in the hackathons, there is a way to join them.
Okay, I'm very excited. And when will it start?
So, well, today is a very exciting day. Apart from the EU Code Week launch event, we're also officially launching the hackathons. So between October and March 2025, the hackathons are going to be organized on the local level. And then in April, we're going to meet the EU level hackathon winners. So we're going to celebrate somebody who's going to be the winner of the overall EU hackathons.
Amazing. Well, I'm looking forward to see those creative ideas coming up out of the hackathon. And I know that you prepared a video. Can you share that?
Welcome to the EU Code Week Hackathons 2024. where young minds from across Europe come together to solve real-world challenges. It's time to code, create, and collaborate. This year's central theme is inviting you to look into future. How can you address the challenges of the future? How will you say, "Hello, future"? Get your team, grab your ideas, and join your local hackathons from October 2024 to March 2025. Local hackathons will be organized by national hubs. Speak to your national hubs to get more information. Keep an eye on EU Code Week website and join our webinars. Join the EU-wide initiative and bring your ideas to life. Let's greet the future together.
The triple C, code, create, and collaborate. Don't forget to check the updated information on the EU Code Week website and really on all the social media channels and get engaged in it. It's gonna be a very fun activities and I'm sure there will be amazing ideas. But we are getting to a close and for the final, I would like to give the floor to the Vice President of the European Parliament, Victor Negrescu.
Yes, a new European Code Week is starting. From what I understood, it is not only 1 week, it is actually 2 weeks. So more time to do your activities and explain to people why they need to learn how to code. And today coding is accessible for everyone, especially with the development of new AI tools. But more needs to be done in order to make sure no one stays behind because we are still facing regional, age and gender disparities. I am therefore a strong supporter of the democratization of the access to new technologies. That is why I called recently for the creation of AI and robotics classes across Europe. If we want Europe to remain competitive, we need to invest in digital skills. I am confident the Code for Europe consortium will do a great job. So good luck to you and start coding.
Thank you so much to Vice President Victor Negrescu. It's great to have the European Parliament support for the EU Code Week. And now it's up to us, ready to put the sleeves up and do our activities. Please register on the EU Code Week website. Please follow the hashtag and let's join forces together in this big movement that we are created. So today was just a snapshot of different activities that are happening throughout the year, but we will do many more in the coming 2 years to showcase some of the basic solutions that you are coming up with, different activities to learn from each other and to meet across the year in different opportunities. Last but not least, I would like to highlight the great contribution of all the partners that are designing the EU Code Week activities across Europe. And I think I have another short video to showcase the logos and all the consortium partners that are behind it. I also want to thank Euractiv, Digital Europe, and all the team behind things. There are many people here in the room that have been working on the launch of this event. So thank you so much, everyone, for the great work. And thanks, everyone, who's been watching us. I hope you really got a lot of energy that we've seen from the participants today, and you are ready to code and work with us to inspire those 25 million young people in the coming 2 years. Thank you so much, everyone, and I leave the floor to the last video.